Hello everyone, this is TGL TV, and we have a little video for you today. What we're going to be talking about is the next gen consoles, and you know that's a pretty big discussion. So, firstly, we're playing World of Warcraft right now, me and Miro, just so you guys know what we're doing. And Common, what are you doing right now?
I'm just sitting here talking with you guys.
Sitting here talking, okay. So this is not what we're here for today. Just so you know, this is just for the background, just for something for you guys to watch. So firstly, what we're going to talk about is the next-gen consoles and what we want from them personally. So I'll start off. So for Xbox, I want them to just pretty much come out with a new console, spec it out a little bit better, make it cleaner, use good parts, make it so it's not too expensive, and keep those exclusives that we want. That's what I pretty much want from Xbox. I want them to keep the same OS from the 360. I want to see maybe Blu-ray support. You know, I want to see true HD in their games, not a fake 720p that they put to upscale in. And for PS3 or PlayStation, for the PS4, supposedly that's what it's supposed to be called, I want to see the same thing pretty much. There's not much you can do more than add better specs. What do you think, Miro?
No, I kind of want the same thing that you do. I mean, Xbox, they're already doing a good job of being a console. Everything's fine. They're not terrible or anything. Their console, their OS doesn't suck. Their console is, I mean, there's stuff to be desired, but it's still good. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not weak or anything.
There's not much to change, but just
more performance. We want more HD and more frames. That's it. That's what gamers want.
Yeah.
FPS.
What about you, Common?
I think I want.
Free Xbox Live.
Yes.
Just
free.
going on there. Free Xbox Live.
No subscriptions. I'm tired of having to pay money.
Yeah, me too. I want to see smooth 60 frames per second games. That's what I'm really looking forward to because I've played games on. I have a pretty powerful gaming laptop, and 60 frames per second is really nice. So I want to see high frames, good graphics to be to like I don't know. I think this is a little high stream, but to rival the 680, and just the same stuff, but better graphics, smoother gameplay, and maybe more precise controls, maybe.
Yeah, and everyone really desires the most is just better specs and more reliability, and just room for even more advancement in just how games look and play and feel. We just want something that runs great and there's nothing to complain about from both consoles. Now you may have the only real difference I see in both of them is their game differences. So next up we have what we're expecting from both consoles. Now I'm expecting that Xbox is going to be doing what we've been saying is they're just going to spec out. And if anything, they're going to keep to the basics and, you know, keep the entertainment and keep the games. That's all what consoles are about. I expect them to deliver us what we want, but not go too crazy and give us something that's going to throw us off. I expect us to just be themselves and be Microsoft, be Sony, and just not go too hardcore with this. I don't want anything crazy changing. I don't want different, I don't want a big difference. I just want nicer specs, stuff like that. What do you think, Miro?
Well, we're expecting Xbox, also Call of Duty. Just kidding, I think they're really gonna have really good games on there, and they're gonna. The thing with Xbox is that they really attract a lot of good developers, and everyone wants to make games for Xbox because they know a lot of people play it, a lot of people own it, it's just a good place to be. And so, what do I expect? A lot of good games. It's going to be a lot of fun. The multiplayer is going to be good. Now with PS3, it's probably gonna have really, really good games, especially in the not MMO but RPG field. I mean, there's so many, especially Asian games for not Asian but Japanese games. If you're into that kind of thing, I think they're really gonna have a lot more of that. Anyway,
And what we're all really expecting is just like everyone else, is just, I would not mind at all if they just made a new console and just spec'd it up and released it, and it wouldn't be that much hard to do so. What about, so Common, what do you expect?
I expect Xbox to continue trying to dominate the player field, the Xbox, the console war, quote unquote. By what I mean this is they're probably gonna still, which I think is really bad, but I don't see them stopping. They're gonna still trying to get all the DLCs and stuff to come out on Xbox first, and then whenever on everywhere else, which I think is annoying, and they should stop that. But Microsoft has plenty of money, and I don't see them stopping. And I can see them pushing for a lot of new in-house games, like Halo 4 was an in-house, meaning that that Microsoft had a lot to do with the development of Halo 4. So I can see them doing that with a lot more games. So I can
And
see them.
both consoles have their exclusives, and that's mainly what sets them apart in my book. If both of them had the same specs, then so be it. It's just, if I want to play Uncharted, I'll get a PS3. If I want to play Halo 5, I'll get an Xbox. The next Xbox. It's just all really is about the games. Spec-wise, it's just we need an improvement in the ones we have now. There's nothing wrong, because I'm sure 10 years in the future, the next consoles that they're going to release, it's just going to be a spec upgrade. What more can you do? Add a food freaking microwave inside your console? I mean, for God's sakes. It almost seems like they're going to do it one day. Okay, so next up we have how exactly are Sony and Microsoft going to compete with themselves with the consoles they already have? Well, what I'm thinking is Xbox is probably going to, they're going to make their new console, and they're going to make all games they make for maybe the first 2 years be supported also on the Xbox, with a lower, with lower power on the, on the 360, the game will look not as great. But then on the new console, you'll get like the full, optimal, clean, 1080p frames and stuff all like that. And, they might do that for a little while and then just throw the Xbox out, 360 out into the trash. Same with Sony, probably do the exact same thing. Who knows? They probably just throw the other consoles all together and stop supporting them, maybe even shut them down. But, we'll see. What do you think, Mira?
What I think? I mean, from what we've seen with the Xbox 360, what they'll do is they'll probably make Xbox 360 games be supported by the new console, but then, no. They will not, it will not be supported by, I mean, the fact, if you want to play Halo 5 on the Xbox 360, that probably won't happen, seeing as how they've done in the past. Is they'll just say, well, no, you can't do that. You can buy a new Xbox and play it. As far as the PS3 goes, they'll probably make 2 different versions of the PS4. One will be backwards compatible, the other one will not. There you go. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about you, Common?
So I think they'll leave a portion of their games back. They'll release some games on the Xbox 360, but most of the newer games are going to be exclusive to the Xbox, the new Xbox. Simply because they don't want to give out all support for the Xbox 360, but they can't. they can't keep supporting it because it's just a bad business for them because they want you to buy a new Xbox and buy the games for the new Xbox to make them money.
Yeah, and if you look at it, let's just throw it out here. Let's say you have, like how I said, you have the 360 and then the new Xbox. They're both out at the same time. So let's say they're both still running on Xbox Live, and they're both still, let's say Black Ops 3 came out. You can still play with people on the new Xbox. I'm just throwing out this idea. You can still play with new people on the new Xbox if you were playing on the 360. It's just they're getting a better experience than you are because they have the newer Xbox. That actually possibly could work. They could be running on the same network. But like I said, eventually they'll probably just throw out the old Xbox and hell, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe the new console will just support Xbox 360 games and just say, hey, everyone, screw it, get the new Xbox, better spec. Same with PS3,
Yeah.
PS4.
That's probably what might happen.
I think that'd be the easiest way. It's to ease in.
Yeah, they'll probably try to ease it in, but they'll start quickly. The Xbox 360 newer games will quickly stop. It will start diminishing because they want to make as many people jump to the new Xbox as possible because they need to pay for the Xbox's development in a certain amount of time for the Xbox to be profitable.
True. So next up, we got pricing. Now we all know back 2005, 2006, when Xbox 360, PS3 first came out. I'm not gonna be exact on this, but I know they were really expensive. Xbox 360 came out, it was about $500, $600. PS3, $600, $700.
I think it was 700 or 800, and then
Yeah,
like people
yeah.
people sold them for like
Oh, hey,
$2
Angel,
grand.
Angel, guess what?
What?
Goodbye.
Aw. Anyway, so what I'm thinking is, of course, they were really expensive, and yes, those consoles were new, and it was unexpected for them to be so powerful back in that day, and they had every right in the world to make them that expensive because, well, let's just say the expectancy on how powerful they were. If you wanted something awesome like that, you were going to pay for it. Now, it's different these days because everyone knows that the capability is there, and Microsoft can't make it $900 and say, hey, this console's so awesome, we're going to make it $900. No one will buy it because they'll be like, well, that's just too expensive, and we're not getting a lot out of it, unless they really bring out something crazy.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
can't.
the thing with new consoles is that they're seldom at a loss. It will actually cost them more money to make the console than they're selling it for.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll make up for that by people developing games.
And a certain percentage of games that goes to Microsoft or Sony.
Pricing, I'm just gonna throw this out here. We each need to say what we think it's gonna be.
Alright, go ahead.
I'm gonna say Xbox 720 or just the next Xbox. There's gonna be there's gonna be ones just like how it is now, different size hard drive. You have let's say a base console, a base one that comes with maybe 120 gigabytes, and then
Sir,
that's
you're
it.
being optimistic.
Yeah, I know. You want two different ones. You just want a 120, maybe like a 350 or 250 gigabyte one, just different size versions. And I want maybe around $300 and then $400 for the really high one. That sounds like good pricing to me. It is a new console. They are allowed to make it more expensive than the current Xbox for the base model. $300, $400 for those. PS3, I'm thinking about the same exact thing. Be honest with you, I'm my range right now is 300 to 400. If it goes up anywhere above 400, even to 500, I'm gonna be drawn away. What about you, Miro?
Well, I think that the Xbox is going to be $1,000 and the PS3 is going to be $2,000. I'm just kidding now. The Xbox is probably going to be like $400 for the base model, and then I don't know, add $100 for a hard drive. So, yeah, there you go. It's going to be the exact same thing. It's going to be a base model, and then one with hard drive, then I don't know, whatever else you want. They're probably going to make one with Kinect, a bundle.
Yeah. There'll be yeah. I'm thinking it's gonna be a range 300 to 500 for these consoles. You know, they can't. I think their pricing strategy is one of the most important things. But at the same time, if they really give us and convince us why this next console is the greatest thing, then we will spend the money for it. You know, truthfully. What about you, Colin?
Yeah, I think that the base, the entertainment media version of the Xbox will probably go for about 250 bucks. They want to still keep that really low, like casual gamers. They want to still appeal to them. And then I think the gaming oriented model will go for 350, 400. I think that would be a really good price range for them to get into if they can. Maybe it'll be like 400 to 500.
So just to be clear, what Colin's saying is he's expecting that there's going to be two different versions of the consoles with both. They're both going to be in the new console, but they're going to have different power for depending on what you want it for. I, on the other hand, just want different memory capabilities, you know, stuff like that. So what we got next is why we think they should make new consoles. Well, that's easy. There should always be new consoles every so often. My opinion is it's been a while. The original Xbox 360 was made in 2005, and, well, what year is it? 2013.
Yeah. That's
8 years. So it's about time, you guys. You know, it's about time Microsoft and Sony do it. And, you know, like we all said, we see just a big spec upgrade, and why I think they should make it a new one is just because to revive it, we're getting older, restart, make it fresh for the next 8 years. You know, it's been happening since, you know, the mid-90s. So, you know, it's been happening since even before that. Even in the 80s, they'll make a new console, and that's just how their company progresses, and that's how the gaming industry progresses. So, Hero, what do you think?
Why should they make new consoles? Well, because the old ones are out of date, and that's how it goes. Is if they don't, everyone's just gonna buy a PC. I mean, everyone, the PC industry is evolving rapidly, and if they stay behind, they'll just vanish.
And it's almost the same exact thing with PC. Yes, of course, PC is a lot more advanced than consoles are, but you know, this is what we're talking about here is mainly consoles themselves. PC is a whole other you know, concept. I don't want to even compare them. Everyone knows that PCs are better. We're specifically going to be, you know, we're specifically talking about consoles, and we all know PCs are pretty much up there. And yes, you're right. They are rapidly evolving, and you know, everything gets newer, and it, you know, it happens for a reason. You know, we can't sit around and play the 360 till 2020. It just can't happen, especially when everyone starts figuring out that that's old stuff, and a lot of people actually don't know. And it's so funny because, you know, if you go onto some YouTube videos about it, fanboys and stuff, people make up some funny shit. They're like, oh, the Xbox 720 is going to have 90 gigabytes of RAM. Shit like that. I've seen it. Common, why do you think they should make new consoles?
Because, as you guys said, the PC crowd is just is getting the better stuff right now. I mean, go look at the decently spec PC, gaming PC, and see how smooth it plays, and how easily you can upgrade that compared to the Xbox and PlayStation, which are getting pretty old, and they're not as nice as they used to be. And I'm really, really excited about the Steam Box. We should talk a little bit about the Steam Box.
Yeah, the Steam Box is a whole other story too. It's just going to be, you know, Steam Valve's their own little console that's going to be coming into the war. But, you know,
hopefully it's going to be the best of both worlds, the best of console gaming and the best of PC gaming. What I'm really excited to see is consoles having the Steam sales as they have it on PC.
Yeah. So what it is why they should make new consoles overall is because to compete with current technology that is probably the most the biggest issue that makes most sense. You have PC games. I mean, if PCs start getting cheaper and more powerful, then people will actually start figuring it out, and then Sony and Microsoft will be left in the poop because they're getting old. So that's why we make new consoles, so we can just keep up with today's technology. Once these consoles come out, they're gonna be up to date, fresh. Everything will be good. It's like a balance. It's like it's like a good refreshment to the gaming industry, and that's really what it's all about.
It'll be definitely nice to see what kind of evolution gaming makes, because every time a new wave console comes out, there's a new thing that happens. So it'll be very, very good to see what happens. And if you guys know where, in about 2 weeks, February the 20th, there will be Sony will be unveiling something. Most likely it will be either information or they'll be confirming.
And this is when all of it starts.
Yeah, this is
when this new era of gaming starts, is that day. So we're gonna get back to you on that after the conference happens. We'll make a video and we'll talk about what we feel about that, how it's actually gonna change what we talked about today. How we can compare that to what we said today, even if it even has anything to do with it at all. But anyway, so that's all that we have for you today, and it's just a big topic to talk about.
And I will post up a link in the description and annotation somewhere around there. You guys should see it. It will be big on Sony press conference. I'll find the link to a live stream that there'll be IGN will probably live stream it, so I'll post up a link so you guys can watch it.
And it's just until that day, all we can do is just speculate. So anyway, you guys, thanks for watching TGL TV today, and comment, subscribe, do what you please, and bye.
Peace out.